Guys, you will never believe this. Welcome to the Leomatic. It's released 2012, and it's a Series 2 Thor Transformer. This is a crossover between Marvel and Transformers. This is Thor, guys. So we were looking in a collectible shop, and we were just looking at the toys there, and then this guy randomly appeared on the shelf, and I knew we had to get him.
That's exactly how it went down, guys.
And there's another recreation of this that was in Series 1, except some of the parts were yellow.
So Leo spotted this guy, and you can see it is the Marvel Cinematic Universe Thor. There's Hemsworth there, and you can see, and I don't know, these are the Transformers Mech machines crossover here, guys. So you can see this one turns into, concept series of Thor to Thunder Bomber, so they have chosen an A10A, guys, which is the Thunderbolt 2. So, and then he's got Hammer Smash.
Smash gave to Captain Marvel in his office display.
Yeah, so I actually did the model for that, very plain, guys, and I gave that to Captain Marvel, guys. You can look at both the Miss Marvel, it was actually Miss Marvel at the time. You look at Miss Marvel and her Warbird, and the plane in my office collection playlist, guys. Also, if you go to the model builds, you can see how I constructed that plane. And on the back here, guys, we've got, so Captain America turns into a assault cruiser, whatever that is.
Hummer.
And Iron Man turns into an arc racer.
Race car.
Yeah. Okay, and then so 2-in-1 vehicle, the hero. Here he is on the back. And so let's see here. Let's see if we can pull this in. I'll just read this to you guys. Though we can call upon the power of lightning, and the very winds are his to command, there are some threats against which even Thor finds his might tested. When evil pushes him to the limit, he joins his might with his Thunder Bomber to rain destruction down on his enemies. And there it is, guys. There's the packaging. And let's get a look at, let's do close-ups of this
He
guy.
even has his own hammer that you can store in plane mode.
Yeah, he does, guys. So he's got the hammer here.
That used to be, the stick used to be yellow.
Although this actually is, it's got in MCU they did normally. You can see there's all sorts of stuff. Little detail that's etched into, actually I guess it's embossed. It's just molded into this. So we have some Viking-ish stuff here, guys. On what is, so the back things here are actually wings. You can see the bombs here. This is sort of his pseudo cape. And so let's look at the old face sculpt. The face sculpt is actually more reminiscent of the comic book version, the old style comic book version of Thor, which I thought was a pretty good move, to be honest with you guys. His legs are encapsulated in the actual turbojets of the plane, which is kind of a cool touch. And you can see there's like all kinds of detail. The detail on this is actually really, really good. He stands about as tall as a Voyager class. The crossover line did not have any classes to my knowledge, but he stands about as big as a Voyager. And so you can see we got the nose cone here. His head, I believe, tucks into that. I'm not sure about this in robot mood, guys. It's honestly, to me, kind of goofy.
This is actually a pretty cool toy. So glad we found one of these.
Yeah, this is. Leo discovered this. I would not have noticed this actually.
I discovered it.
Or I might have, but I don't think I would have honestly, guys, I really don't think I would have pieced it together that it was an A10A. And this is, that's a great plane. It's still in service today even. And, the hammer's got stuff on it.
It looks like Asgardian.
It's like Cybertronian etchings on this. But guys, let's see if we can actually do this pose. So he's got this here, this leg's back, and this one is crunched.
I know what Hulk is.
So.
Hulk in this series is a bulldozer, but in the other series, he is a tank.
Okay. Alright guys, there's about as close as I can get this. Oops, nope. Gotta do this a little bit more like so. Got the angle wrong here. Alright. Okay guys, there you can see there's obviously some touching that went on in this photo. How did they get that? Does this rotate? Oh, I guess it does. Okay.
Hello.
Aaliyah's taking away my thing. But anyway, so there it is, guys. There is the more or less the pose of the box.
Now we don't have another one of these. This is like the only thing we have.
Yeah, we don't have anything else in the Marvel Transformer crossover. Which is really interesting.
We're tracking down a Ghost Rider one of these.
Yeah, we have a few. Well, actually, any of these that we find, we're going to get them. I think just because they're kind of unique. We did not see these in stores when they came out. I don't remember seeing them at all. Even like so, they apparently came out in 2012. I was in toy stores pretty heavily then. So, guys, Leo would have been a lot younger at the time. So I would have still been in toy stores, not necessarily in the Transformer section. So I don't know that I would notice these, but I usually would go through the entire toy section anyway. And because we didn't, when he and I went toy shopping, I didn't limit him to like toys that were designated for a certain age. I just, whatever he was interested in, guys, is pretty much what we got. So we would always go through the action figure aisles and all that stuff too. So I'm relatively sure, and Toys R Us was still around back then, I'm relatively sure that we would have seen it if it was in store shelves. Like, I feel like we would have, and I don't remember ever seeing these things, so, but we weren't haunting collectible shops and comic book stores at that time, so maybe they just made it to those, I don't actually know.
These are pretty unique.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Thor's goes like this, but I remember its helmet when the feathers go back like that.
Yeah, I mean, the transformation is... Like, looking at this in robot mode, this is honestly not great, guys. It's just kind of floppy and panely and really, really kibbly.
Floppy!
But conceptually, it's a cool thing. And if I see more of these, we're definitely going to get them just because they're so unique to...
And especially
to
Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is the main one we're hunting down.
Well, that's how this whole thing got started. Leo, big Ghost Rider fan, told me, because I didn't know they even existed until he told me. So... And now that we're on this trail, guys, hopefully we'll find more of these. Like I said, I don't remember ever coming across them. And even though I've been to the shop that we were at the other day where Leo found this numerous times, I never came across it there either. So I think it's more just a matter of like looking for this stuff now, and hopefully we'll start coming across it now that we're aware of it. But anyway.
So, this transformation. So the head... I discovered last night when I was transforming it, you can't put the head with the ears back. There's a special way you have to do this. And the instructions do not even mention this. You have to basically fold these in front. And then take this, separate the head, and then put this in. That's how you have to do it. But don't put it too far out or else it'll get stuck. Oh. Or not. Anyway, you're going to move this body part up like this. The wing. You're going to fold this part in, collapse this part, and then you're going to put this here, and then you're going to fold it in. Now, Thunderbolt 2s, let me give you a little history. Thunderbolt 2s were used to go for.
Yeah, they're current planes. They're still around. They're being used today, in fact. So this is a relatively recent plane. It was sort of a warplane that came about when, at the time, we weren't actually The United States was not actually at war with anybody, as I recall.
I think this was used in the Gulf War.
Yeah, the Vietnam War had just ended when this one was introduced.
So you just take this, snap it there. You take the feet, collapse them in, slide them in. Now the interesting part about this is they have a slide rail, but they tend to get stuck a lot. So don't mind me if I use my teeth, because they get stuck a lot. Now this vehicle mode is actually awesome. Like, I'm not kidding. I made up my own games and used this as the Alpha 66. Catch an aim.
Yeah.
This plane is awesome.
I mean, you guys can see it takes shape fairly quickly here. It's just really panely.
Now, if you're not familiar with this plane, it is used today, so you can pretty much see these anywhere. Remember, though, there's a certain way you have to do the arms. Remember, never turn these up. The fists have to be a certain way, too. They have to be the circles up.
Yeah.
And the panels down.
We'll throw those in close up so they can see them. So the actual, as long as you remember to keep the doors up, guys, when you fold that in, there's notch points on the back side of those arms, and it notches on the underside, so you just have to line up the notches and you'll be fine. But you won't be able to close the doors all the way if you don't have the fists a certain way, and I'll show you that here, guys, momentarily.
So, guys, once you just push that in, and then you see these two panels, you just put these to the side, and then this will make the machine gun front, so you're going to put these two together. See, this is the front part of the plane. We are almost done with this transformation. This is what it should look like if you were following at home. It is a pretty decent plane, but we're going to talk about that more in the thing. These, you're going to make these come in. And you can see they have a slide. And I'll show you what the slide is used for. But first I'm going to put these like this. And remember, always try to flatten this, because that's actually the way it goes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it's hard to see from here, but there's a double joint right there, and it's on a tension clip, as Leo is demonstrating for you.
Daddy fix.
Okay, alright, so guys, in fact, actually, while we have this thing here, let me just show you what we were talking about.
That's the hole where you can
this
put the hammer in.
You can see it's just tension clip. So you can see here, so if you don't have these circles pointed up on the fist, these doors will not close correctly. So, and you can see, let's just pull one of these out here real quick. So you can see on there the notch that goes into that circle right there. So it's not too difficult to get these lined up correctly. You just have to remember that when you put the fist in, the thumbs have to go down, so you can have this part right here.
True.
And then this is the part that Leo wants flat. So you can see here, you got to pull it and then just push down. So if you keep your thumb on the actual double hinge here, you can get that down a lot easier.
So that is a daddy tip. Let's keep going. You see these and you see this? This will lock into this. But we're going to do the slide part. See, the slide part is you have to slide these in, because these won't tab into that if you don't.
They will. They're just not as easy. So when you tab in the tail fin first, guys, it gives it a little bit more stability. It makes it just a lot easier to work with.
True.
I don't know what the actual order is. I've not looked at the instructions
Remember,
or
the
anything.
plane thing doesn't go like this. It goes like this.
Yeah,
basically it goes up.
Right. It's got to have the tail section pointed up. Well, on the planes, it's actually one solid piece.
See, the black has to match the red exactly.
Right.
Or else you've been doing this wrong.
Yep.
As you can see, this plane is starting to take shape. I can't believe they made one of these.
This is a really cool idea. I mean, and this, they picked probably the largest plane that's still around right now with the name Thunder in it, and this is the 810A Thunderbolt 2. They could have picked an actual Thunderbolt 1 from World War II, but those haven't been used for quite a while.
You can see they're at most museums.
Yeah, so if you want to see, and these are in a lot of the air
okay,
museums,
okay,
guys,
okay.
definitely encourage you to check
So,
that out as well.
These hinges, remember how I said these will tab into the slide joint?
Do you think you noticed this because so guys, we went to an air museum right before we went to the collectible shop. Do you think that you recognize this on the shelf because we went to the air museum?
I recognize this as just a robot.
Okay.
And it said Thor and it said Mech Machines, and I told Dad exactly that was basically.
Yeah, this is a good Leo find.
As you can see, this is the bomber. We're done.
Okay.
But there's actually a secret way you can store the axe.
Okay.
You see that hole?
Yeah, just throw it. It's fine. This seems like a really inconvenient way of storing it. I mean, you're basically crunching the plane. The wing is off.
So there's like a little hole that you can slide this into. So you have to do this very carefully, or else that will happen.
Yeah.
But see, it's stored in the back area, more towards the. I'm not gonna say it. But
Yeah, that actually is his leg. See, it's a really weird design
just
choice.
stuffing it in his leg.
Yeah, he's stuffing it between his legs. Yeah, it's a really weird design choice, but.
I'm not sure about that.
And we got some landing gear on here. Leo's got the front section out, and there's a couple underneath.
So basically.
Now, I will say this, guys. This is one thing Leo is pointing out here. So if you don't have the hammer in there, it actually rests on the hammer. If you don't have the hammer in there, it will do what most of these do, and it'll flop with its nose in the air. So let's take a look at this. This is a very, very good facsimile of an A10A. You can see you got the rocket pods. These all come off, by the way. So you can have them pretend to fire rockets. It doesn't come off correctly the way that actual missiles would be fired. But it does have the actual hanger pieces there that hold the missiles in place, so that's really cool. You can see the landing gear here. this is neat, guys. I can't get over this, that they actually did something like this. And I mean, They
did this for a whole series.
Yeah.
And they brought back Ghost Rider for the whole line.
I could have lived with a sort of a clear bubble here for the cockpit, but I mean, as far as this other stuff goes, this is
a perfect A10A model.
It is. I don't know that. I mean, it's got the front machine gun on it. I don't know that I can say that it's not a perfect A10A, guys. Just because it's very unmistakably, guys. It is unmistakable what this is, and it holds together really well. In fact, I think probably I like this better. Well, in fact, I know I do. I like this a lot better in its vehicle form. Even though I don't really like planes as a rule, but this is definitely not a Cybertronian weird plane.
This is definitely one that was used in the Gulf War, something that was used during history.
It's still being used today. I mean, this is a very, like a real world.
This is a very historical plane.
Like a real world vehicle, guys. This is it. This isn't, I mean, the color scheme is completely wrong, but outside of that, I mean, this is, you see this and it's recognizable right out of the gate. So this is actually more or less an ultimate robot in disguise. What's kind of funny is that Thor obviously wouldn't need a disguise, because if you have Thor in the world, you're already assuming that's a superhero world, and they don't really worry about disguises. But I mean, as far as performing the function of a robot in disguise,
if you're hiding in the real world,
like, how do you make this better? You know what I mean? I mean, there's no insignia on it. There's no markings of any kind. It looks like just a really weird paint job on an A10A. But other than that, the shape is just, it's right there.
It's fantastic.
And this is clever, I think, how they put the actual feet in there. I mean, they could have made them look more like the turbines that are actually in the engines. But realistically, that's probably just being overly fussy. This is a legit great vehicle mode. Like, I will say that. It is legit great. Robot mode, I'm not in love with it, but vehicle mode, in vehicle mode, it is legit awesome.
You just basically do the steps backwards to transform this. I'm going to show you how to transform it. So get the butt or tail bomb out.
Okay.
When I was playing, I always used this as a bomb.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you could use the hammer as a bomb. It'd make probably a pretty good bomb.
And if you don't have the landing gear, I figured out that this thing just sits like this.
Yeah, it's going to rest on its belly.
which I think is sort of cool, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
You want to have these two parts. You take these two parts, lift them up. You take this. Now, there's an actual flaw to this exact model. The flaw is these won't actually go flat. These will like just have to stick out.
Okay.
Or you could just put them like this, the way I usually put them. But you can see there's like a slide joint that goes all the way back. So I'm glad they chose a modern vehicle.
You know, it's got a really distinctive and really cool shape, I think. I mean, a lot of the modern cars look alike, and that's kind of been the problem. Once they went to jets, when they went away from planes and they went to just straight jets, that became kind of an issue with those. Is you lost a lot of the distinctive styling, which is I think one of the best things about the World War II planes. But this one does have a very distinct and unique and cool styling to it. So this one's pretty awesome.
As you can see, you're going to fold the wings like this. And then you're going to fold them like this. Now, if a person saw this, they'd be freaked out.
It seems like it's under repair like that, yeah.
The actual plane, if it has rotors, it's World War II. That's how you know.
Not necessarily. I mean, they used a lot of the rotor planes in the Korean War also. And in fact, they even used some, I believe, in Vietnam. That's not necessarily, but there were very few jets that were used in World War II, so you could say the opposite. If it's a jet, it's probably not a World War II plane.
So you can take this up. We definitely know Thunderbolt 2s aren't World War II planes.
Thunderbolt 2s weren't, no, they came like 30 years after World War II was over.
And I know. You fold out the fist, you close these doors, you fold out the fist. Oh yeah, these get stuck too. See, you just have to get your your teeth to go on here, and then just try to pull it up from there.
Yeah.
It's also a good way how to pull a tooth out.
I guess.
As you can see, we're going to lift this back up, and then pull out the head, and put these back. See, we are almost done. I have some reservations about this. Not at all.
Yeah, I think unfolding the wing completely via cape is not something I'm super in love with.
You take that out of the port, but I've learned something. Here's a little trick and tip. The tip is, if this is closed back, you can't open it. So you're going to have to undo this. You're going to have to undo it, or else that won't work. I've tried it. Never worked.
I guess you could just leave it, though, without making his cape and just give him Thor with wings. I mean, he doesn't really need wings to fly or anything. He could just use the hammer to fly.
You could take the missiles out for it.
Yeah. It's so. I think the big thing with this, guys, is that like if this is a regular transformer, I think we would probably hate it because it's super panely. But because it is so unique, and because I mean, how many 10A transformers are there, right? Because of all that stuff, guys, I think that is really contributing a lot to us liking this.
Open it like a Venus flytrap.
Literally.
See, that got stuck.
Yeah, there are some really odd
Choices.
Yeah, design choices. I mean, I understand why they did a lot of this, but some of it kind of backfires. But I mean, honestly, I don't think I would necessarily be transforming a lot. Like some transformers, you could go back and forth.
Or you can make him look like a special guy.
Yeah, so we have another. This is transformed. So let's take a look at it.
So the tension clip. I don't think that they should have put tension clips for a lot of it.
Yeah, you know that's something that Hasbro is doing a lot of lately, and I agree. I don't like it either.
They should like put at least like ratchet joints. Pin it in or something.
Yeah, I would prefer to actually, guys, if they would. Well, they use pins on this part. I don't know why they just didn't use pins on all of it, but So there he is back into being his usual Thor self. And again, I mean, this is cool, but it doesn't really live up to the majesty, I don't think, of the plane. So if it were me, I would just have it in plane mode all the time.
Yep.
But, you can make some cool displays on the ceiling, too, like I did in my office, guys, with that in plane mode.
Thor has the power to control lightning. He is Weatherman.
He is the thunder god. But he controls wind, too, I think, or something also.
Yeah, so he controls all weather. He is Weatherman.
All right, guys, so there is our
Weatherman.
rather lengthy look at
Weatherman.
the Mech Machines, Marvel, Transformers, crossover, Thor, to what they call Thunder Bomber,
AKA Weatherman.
Right, which is the A10A Thunderbolt, guys.
He's giving this to you like a present. Here, have it.
Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed our look at this. If you did, guys, please give us the old hammers up, guys. Please hit the red subscribe button if you have not done so already, guys. I don't know if there will be comments and notifications enabled on this video, guys. Whether there are or not, guys, please come follow us on our Twitter feed, where updates to the channel are made in live direct time, guys, by yours truly, guys. There is a place where you guys can comment to the videos there if you want to. And there is Twitter-specific content as well, including displays. So if we come up with a cool display with this guy, which seems pretty likely to me, it will be on our Twitter feed, guys. So if you use Twitter, come follow us there. Anyway, guys, here it is. One last look at the star of our show. One last look at Thor. Thor the Weatherman, guys. And we will see you all next time.
I will make it rain cash.
Oh, he's making it rain. Maybe not. Bye-bye.